Can you believe we're at the end of the season?
I cannot believe we're at the end of the season.
We have one more game, the national championship game. We'll have to retire our little pennant.
Yes, this is the last time it goes up because next week
it'll be a brand new champion. Okay, what are we talking about? You know what we're talking about. Listen, holidays happen. No, I haven't posted the last video. I'm working on it, okay? I work off of free software. What are you going to do? I've been under the weather. You've been healthy, though. Everybody's been sick and you haven't got sick. Why?
I've been taking my vitamins, doing exercises, lifting weights, taking my Gatorade.
Nah, we lying. Okay, I know you take those vitamins. I don't know about that other stuff. However, let's talk about the 2 games in the semifinals.
You mean the 1 game in the semifinals?
Don't spoil it for the people. Calm it down. I keep calling it quarterfinals, but it's not the quarterfinals. It's semifinals. Quarterfinals is when it was 4 games. Yes. How embarrassing. Nobody corrected me. Here we are. Well, let's talk about the game we don't want to talk about. Let's get that right out of the way. What do you always say? Rip off the Band-Aid.
Ripped off the Band-Aid.
Indiana, Oregon. Now,
disappointing.
Very disappointing. Going into this game, out of this game, and then the other game being Miami Ole Miss, I thought this game was going to be the better of the games.
I don't know why you thought that.
There hasn't been really that many Power 10 teams that have beat each other twice in a season. We know Indiana and Oregon already played this season. We know Dan Lanning is a coach. I think Cignetti has a similar style to Cignetti as far as they play tough, and they'll call plays that you haven't seen before, keeping their opponent on their toes. And, Big Ten. You know what are you going to do, right? Didn't even watch the game.
You didn't miss much.
I noticed. I was going to rush home. I was going to make sure I seen it. And I seen the score, I think, beginning of the second quarter. And I said, I know where this is going. I didn't even watch it. Even second quarter,
I kept thinking, okay, this might be a good game. I mean, the score was 7-7. But the way the score was 7-7, when I first started watching it, I'm thinking, okay, they're going to battle out. They're feeling each other out. Okay. Then.
Well, first play was a pick six.
It was a pick 6.
That I'm thinking set the tone.
I said, this may not be what I'm thinking it's going to be doing. But the boys Dante Moore settled down. Came back out, and they were kind of, and I think, who scored first? Indiana did. They had the pick 6. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh, God, hope they don't get down. But the thing of it is, Dante Moore came right back, and they marched straight down the field. And I thought, okay, that looking good. But I spoke too soon. Indiana gets the ball. It marches straight down the field. And the first thing I wrote was, where's the defense? How does one team go straight down the field and the next team goes straight down the field? And at that point, it was 14-7. And I'm thinking, defense got to step up someplace. Well, Indiana stepped up. I guess Oregon didn't get the memo.
I thought we weren't going to talk about the game.
I know. Let me get this out.
Excuse me, y'all.
By the time the second half finished, it was 28-7. And I said, this is not going to be a game. The first half was the end of the first half, especially third quarter, was hard to watch. Second quarter was very hard to watch. I said, that's it. I'm not coming back.
At halftime, it was 38-7?
28-7.
I think you should do the math again. I think it was 35-7.
Was it 35? You know what? Now that I look back at my notes, it was 35-7. And you know what else I underlined? 59 seconds left in the game. 3:13 left in the game. They let Indiana march right down the field with 59 seconds left in the second quarter. They score again, and it's 35-7. It was painful to watch, and I said, I am not coming back to this game, and I'm glad I didn't.
And it's wild because Oregon outthrew them. Oregon outrushed them. Oregon out.
Close.
And let me go back. The leaders were, the leading rusher was on Oregon. The leading passer was on Oregon. And the leading receiver was on Oregon. Now, this is the one thing that does piss me off. I think I've made this clear 1,000 times. I do not like Kirk Cignetti. I don't like him. I would not shake his hand. I don't want to meet him. I don't want to hear his interviews. I do not like Kirk Cignetti. My first introduction to him was not a pleasant one. And I just don't like him. And that's just fine. He don't know me, he don't like me. It's great. People, it happens, right? But then there's some people like Dan Lanning. I used to couldn't stand Dan Lanning the same way. I used to couldn't stand Kirby Smart.
Oh, yeah.
Kirby Smart grew on me. I love Kirby Smart. Now, I don't love Dan Lanning.
I didn't used to love Dabo Sweeney. I still don't.
You know what? I don't like Dabo Sweeney. But see, this is what I'm talking about. There's levels to disdainment, right? So I don't like Dan Lanning, but I'd have a cocktail with Dan Lanning. And I say it once, I say it twice, I've said it 100 times. Dan Lanning won me over.
I'd have a cocktail with him too if he was buying.
Who wouldn't you have a cocktail with? If they was buying. Dan Lanning won me over in the most honest way in a game against Ohio State, 2024, where they beat us. He did the early onside kick. I don't recall ever seeing it. I loved it, and I've been obsessed ever since. And so I say that to say I have respect for Dan Lanning. Mm-hmm. I can appreciate what Cignetti has done. You cannot take away numbers that, what he's done at Indiana. However, I don't respect Cignetti. What did kind of rub me the wrong way, and the thing I did see was they quoted Dan Lanning in the post-game interview, and he said, it wasn't about what we didn't do. It was about what they did. And I think that's absolutely incorrect.
Absolutely incorrect.
That's absolutely incorrect.
Because what I saw was y'all being outcoached. Everybody gets film on each other. So don't say, we didn't know what they were going to do. Don't give me that bull crap.
Well.
Let me finish.
You can see film, and if the plays are different, the plays are different. That's good coaching.
They are. But you know how to turn it around.
Well, you should.
Thank you. You should know how to turn it around. You can see a pattern. And you know what Fernando does? It does it so well. He throws to that sideline.
But that's what they're calling.
God, I'm so sorry.
That's what they're calling. No, you're okay.
Okay. He throws to that sideline.
But that's what the coaches are calling.
And I said, they're going to get wise to that.
Nope.
Through all night.
They get wise to it at all. And you seen how to beat Indiana. And I didn't think Oregon was gonna just come out and win. I thought it was gonna be a tough game. I thought it was gonna be a good game. And if somebody would have ran away in the fourth quarter, I would have understood it, right? Because y'all faced each other before. But I didn't like that comment. And I understand his team is young. I understand they're hurt. And maybe felt like that was better to say than to kind of put it on the guys. But it just say, you know what? They were more prepared than we were, because that's what it was. Said. That's what it was, and you gotta take it on you. You can't say, it's what they did. Because I've seen games like that too. We've seen games like that too. We've seen where somebody came down and it was whoever's got the ball last is gonna win.
Yes,
and that's about what they doing and not what we do. We doing everything we supposed to do. Now, if you did everything you're supposed to do, and that's how your game went, then we gotta. But if he's saying 55-22 is 56-22 is them doing everything they could do, somebody got some explaining to do. That don't make no sense to me.
Somebody lying.
That don't make no sense to me.
I'm gonna tell you something else, Dan Lanning. This was the year of. This was the year of the coaches carousel. Coaches were let go for less. Let me say this. Okay, you will come back to Oregon next year. Make sure you win. This is the second year in a row you've been in the semifinals. This is the second year in a row you've lost.
And you know what? Oregon doesn't have a national championship. I thought they did.
I don't think they do.
They don't.
But Indiana doesn't have a national championship either.
Indiana doesn't have one. Oregon doesn't have one. Miami hasn't had one forever, and at the time, Ole Miss hasn't had one in forever either. So they were saying last time these teams won a national championship. And when we say won, we mean played a game for it. We know they may have banners, but who actually, that was back when they used to do the stat to say, calculated, you're the winner or you're the champion. But since they've been actually playing games for champions, not just this new 12-team thing or whatever. What is it, 12, 14 teams? 12 teams. I haven't lost my mind. Yeah. They don't have one. So Indiana's definitely going to be making history. And I said it, well, I'll put a pin in it. Now, the game I didn't think was going to be a good game was the Miami Ole Miss game.
You know what?
And if we talking stories and we talking history, pretty much everybody had a good story. It's maybe not Oregon, except for the fact they don't have a national championship. Okay. But everybody had a story to me. You got Indiana, Kirk Netty's second year. Indiana's got no 5 stars. Right. They've never won nothing. They've never been as far. They've never been undefeated. They've never had a Heisman Trophy winner, and they've been breaking all these records. Ole Miss, as we know, Lane Kiffin leaves after regular season. Drama. Leaves in disarray. Continues the drama. 9 coaches were missing from this game for Ole Miss. I digress. You got Trinidad Chambliss, the backup quarterback who came in after the QB1 got hurt and has been on fire.
And led him to the
D2 player. Mm-hmm. A D2 player. Oh, well, Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss because he can't win at Ole Miss. You have the best Ole Miss team you've ever had in Ole Miss history, and you leave for LSU. And then, of course, Miami. You got
the Cinderella
Mario.
Story.
Well, before that, I know there's this whole, there was controversy. Should they be there or Notre Dame should be there? I don't think it was controversy to me.
They beat Notre Dame.
I thought it was cut and dry. But, however, you have the redemption of Carson Beck. Carson Beck's at Georgia. He does not play up to the potential they thought he was going to play up to. Was supposed to go to the draft last year. Leaves Georgia in a very weird way. We talked about that a lot last season on the show. And then goes to Miami and needs this redemption to prove that I am a good quarterback.
Absolutely.
And then you've got the prodigal son, Mario Cristobal, leaves coaching Oregon a few years back, comes back home to Miami, says he's going to bring respect back to the Miami football program. We know Miami when they used to be good.
We know. Miami was always that championship.
They was wild, but they were, the list is endless. We won't even go into it. The Miami Hurricanes.
Yep.
Oh my God! Don't even talk to me.
They were just as good of a team as the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Oh, it was between them. It was constant. What? Miami, Florida, Bama,
Georgia, maybe.
And it was somebody else I feel in the middle.
Auburn was there.
Yeah. Well, as far as SEC goes, and down south, they were. Well, no, they're not SEC. ACC, but that whole region, I know the story. So I said that to say everybody had a good story to win. So really, between Ole Miss and out of the 4 teams, I really wanted Ole Miss to win it all. Spoiler alert, they didn't. But this game turned out to be a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Yes. And you know who I'm impressed with? Ole Miss's defense.
That defense. Because I said Miami, the Miami defense is the one I'm impressed with. I didn't see a lot of that during the regular season. They come out the last few games, and they look like powerhouses. But
you say, how did that team lose to NC State? How?
I don't understand.
It's wild.
It is what it is. This is college football.
Yeah, hello.
But the thing that you said, when the game finally ended and the smoke cleared, it was Miami 31, Ole Miss 27. What a game. And the thing of it is...
Well, I said that because... I'm sorry to cut you off, but I said that because... What have I been saying all year? Lane Kiffin's an offense guy. Ole Miss is an offense team. Yes. I didn't think Ole Miss was going to make it this far. I thought they were going to get knocked out in the first round. I don't know how they beat Georgia. And so I just said, you know what? The whole can't beat the team twice, but Indiana does. I don't even know. So I was very shocked. I knew Miami's defense has started to step it up.
Yeah.
Miami, obviously, after the lull in the middle of the season, had been playing better, and better. They beat the best team in the country, who held number 1, Ohio State, right? And so you, regardless of Ohio State's mistakes, you still see that they won, and you like, oh my, they are a sort, and you're like, no, this is luck. Anyway, so I thought they were kind of going. I thought Ole Miss would hang in the beginning, and I thought Miami was going to pull away, and Ole Miss did not go away.
It came
down to the last minute.
I think I put down there was 3 minutes and 13 seconds left, and he comes out there, and I think they had him pretty much stopped on a fourth down. Carson Beck just threw a good long ball down there. They're on the 20. Next thing I know, Carson Beck just walks in. And at that time, Miami was leading 27-24. And 3 minutes
They were down 27-24, you mean?
No. Oh, yes, they were. Miami was down. And Ole Miss,
Miami was down.
If they could have held them for that 3 minutes, they might, but it is what
and
it is.
they left 18 seconds on the clock. No time for Ole Miss to do anything.
To do nothing.
It was crazy. I mean, both of them. Ole Miss scored. There was 3 minutes left on the clock.
Huh?
Then they come down and, like you said, fought. There was a big penalty.
Yeah.
Speaking of the penalties, oh my gosh, what was Miami doing out there?
They got back-to-back penalties at one time.
Oh,
They got a penalty, came right back and got another one. Moved them up. I thought
by halftime, Miami had 34 yards worth of penalties. Ole Miss had 4.
yeah.
Made no sense. Miami had the ball for almost 23 minutes. Ole Miss only had it for 7, and they were only up 17-13. And that's when I thought Ole Miss is not going to say that.
And this is another thing, just one more thing to bring out, because when you look at the score, you go, God, and they won it in the. Do you know Miami had that ball for 41 minutes? Ole Miss had the ball 18 minutes the whole game. And you said, and this is the score?
Wait, the whole game?
41 minutes.
Okay, calm down. I can
18. I looked at that again. I'm like, wait a minute.
I mean, and you can still make the argument 31-27 when they had the ball
18 minutes.
75% of the time. You only had it 25% of the time. Ole Miss got nothing to be ashamed of. I know you want to win. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking that away from anybody, but holy bananas. I keep saying Miami lost to NC State. They didn't. They lost to Louisville and SMU. But still, an SMU team that lost to Baylor. We're not going to go into it. I'm not going to.
But I got to say, the last few games, well, let's just say during the playoffs. Let me just say during the playoffs, we've seen some doggone good games.
Well, I feel like yes and no. Some of them have been lopsided.
Yeah,
There were shutouts, right? We knew that was coming first round. But then, I mean, I didn't expect at this level that it would be here. I mean, you want to say there's 4 unassuming teams.
I didn't think Ole Miss would be
Oregon, yeah, maybe, but
I thought Georgia was going to be here.
Indiana, Ole Miss, Miami. Nobody would have guessed this final.
I wouldn't think Ole Miss
was
going to be Georgia.
I did not either. I don't know what happened with Kirby Smart, but it's tough to beat a team twice. Remember, that's the story. And they've played this year, and Georgia beat them the first time.
No. Some teams can do it. Some teams can't.
Yeah, I mean, Texas Tech, BYU. And Indiana, Oregon is the only ones in the power for when the talent is even. We've seen them, of course. Ole Miss pummeled Sanford twice, or who did they play? They played somebody. Oh, Tulane. They played Tulane regular season, then they played them in the playoffs. And it's like you weren't expecting that to be a challenge, but they're not in the Power 4. So in the Power 4, you just don't expect it. It's just nuts. So. Now we have the championship game, and we have Indiana and Miami. And though I am shocked, though I am surprised, I will say this. I should have seen this all coming. All year, what have we been saying?
They've been breaking records.
Every streak, every record, never, ever, shoulda, it has been broken. Georgia never loses at home. Oregon they have the longest home winning record. It's broken. Oregon has the next longest winning record. It's broken. Indiana's never had a Heisman Trophy winner. Here we go. They've been in the playoffs. They were in the playoffs last year. They got beat round 1.
But they never got
But they've never been past. Yes. Now they're in the championship. This is their first ever cut of a championship pot.
Cinderella story.
Ohio State's team this year statistically is better than the championship team last year, and here they are losing. It's the numbers. I'm talking about the numbers. Okay. Calm down. Calm it down.
I ain't saying a word.
I don't think there's ever been this many coaches fired. I mean, the list goes on and
That's
on.
A record.
And this is probably going to be the way of college football. I love it. But this year has been such a precipice or a nexus or whatever word you want to use to what shoulda, woulda, coulda happened. So I should have known Oregon was going to not win. I did not know they were going to get pummeled. Lose, maybe. Pummeled, no. So, championship game.
January 19th.
January 19th. It's Martin Luther King Day. If you don't have the day off, quit your job. I don't have the day off. I digress. But I get President's Day off. Y'all think about that and then call me. It's 4:30 our time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time in Miami, Florida, which is
that's another thing I was going to say.
Interesting.
It's in Miami.
Now, I gotta get your thoughts. So, I think first top of my head instinct says Indiana's gonna win by at least 10. I think the score is going to be 31-21, maybe even 35-21.
Okay.
I think Miami's going to surprise. You want to think that Indiana's going to come out and steamroll the way they kind of did Oregon, but I think Miami is playing with the same kind of toughness.
They're going to be tough.
Cristobal, somebody just told me this week, he practices with the players. He gets out there and hits with the players is what I was told. I think he's 50-something years old. I said, Cristobal, you're going to have a heart attack.
If you see yourself losing, Cristobal, suit up. Get out there.
Get out there. Get out there. So that is my first instinct. What are your thoughts? And then I'll give you my witchcraft. No. My chaos theory.
My chaos theory. No, that they both played a good game. To me, Miami has that edge on that defense. Because I could not understand.
Indiana's got number 2 defense in the nation.
I could not understand why they couldn't. Why they were just going up and down the field that first quarter. But
who? Miami or Indiana?
No, this was Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ole Miss comes back and just goes down the field. That's when I wrote down. Well, that's when I wrote down. That was Oregon. I'm sorry. Yeah. Where's the defense? Because I thought, being number 2 defense in the nation, you wouldn't let a team just come down the field.
Because clearly Oregon was moving the ball. They just couldn't score. Because, I mean, you said Dante has 285 passing yards.
Yeah.
The one guy had 83 rushing yards. Couldn't move the ball. Couldn't move the ball. That's just me not even looking at the numbers. So, okay, I got you.
It was offense. And I think, 5 touchdowns? Come on. What was they?
Well, and nothing's impossible. You've seen Indiana almost lose. Penn State did it. Had it been a toe tap, you would have had one loss now. At toe. You would have lost to the worst Penn State team in the last 50 years. Pre-Joe Paterno. I think the coach before Joe Paterno was good, wasn't he? You would have lost to the worst Penn State team in the last 50 years if it wasn't for a toe.
Anyway, like I told you.
Iowa. They only beat Iowa by 5. Ohio State. They didn't pummel Ohio State in the Big Ten championship.
No, they did not.
You could have easily seen.
Ohio
State has the number 1 defense. Ohio State we've talked about it. Ohio State did not play their best game to me against Miami. They did not play their best game against Indiana.
They did not.
And you still only lost by that small of a margin.
Well,
my point is, it's not like, how can Indiana be beat? You've seen them been able to be beat. So who do you think is going to come out with the championship?
I think it's going to be Indiana.
I do too.
Only because
I do too.
Number 1, they're Big Ten. Big Ten is tough. Everybody can say everything they want. Big Ten is tough.
Tell them.
Number 2.
And
I keep saying, when it's everything that's been broken, it's everything all this whole year. It's one of those years where everything you don't expect happens. Indiana's going to win.
Well, that brings me to my chaos theory.
Oh, God.
Because it's the year where this is not how it was supposed to go. It wasn't supposed to be.
I know it's not supposed
to. Let me stop you. Indiana's the only undefeated team left in the playoffs. I don't know if any teams ever went. No teams ever. It'll be no teams ever had this many wins because no teams ever played this many games because this is a new playoff, right? So they got the most wins, I'm sure.
That's a good point.
Because of, right? I'm not saying they got the longest winning streak, but I'm saying they've got the most wins in a season because it's the most games played in the season. And so they've got the Heisman Trophy winner. People didn't agree that he should have won. I love Fernando Mendoza. We've talked about it. I know him from Cal State. I don't think he should have won. I don't think he's the best quarterback, and I don't think there was anything to prove it. I don't care what you say. However, with all of that, with Indiana playing as well as they are playing, but with this season of black magic, if Miami won, I will sit here on Tuesday, January 20th, as we watch the show and say, I'm not going to pretend to be shocked. I don't think they will. like I said it pre all these games. I said whoever wins between Oregon and Indiana is going to win the championship.
I didn't think that kind of a year. Though.
I didn't think Ole Miss Miami could beat Oregon, and I didn't think Ole Miss Miami could beat Indiana. But, and I still don't. I'm just saying. I also have a lot. Go back and watch the tape. I said a lot of things that I'm like, what? I didn't think Ole Miss could beat Georgia. I didn't think Miami could beat Ohio State.
You said Texas was going to be in the national championship.
Okay, I had to recant that. Okay, I had to recant that. Arch and them just, if they would have beat Florida, okay, I ain't gonna talk about it. Sark, you owe me some money.
The year is over. We're hit
Sark,
at the point now. We got 2 teams left.
Well, we got 2 teams left.
And Texas ain't one of them.
You gonna rub that in, huh? Next year, Texas fans. I heard y'all always say it's y'all year. Next year, it's y'all year.
Hook 'em horns.
Watch. Hook 'em horns. But what I was gonna say is, it's going to be a good game regardless. I think it's going to be crazy. I hope it's a good game. That's all I want is a good game. That's the only thing. But
I don't want no blowout.
I want a good game. That's all I'm asking for. But I was kind of thinking, should we do, maybe I'll wait, but should we do a show about the craziness of the portal? Are you down for that?
I might.
Sam Levitt from Arizona State went to LSU.
Whoa, God. I didn't. Oh, you know
what?
What
Did you just tell me before we started taping?
Rayola
from Nebraska is going to Oregon. Doesn't mind sitting behind Dante Moore if Dante Moore gets another year of eligibility, which Trinidad Champions for Ole Miss got denied. And so we don't know what the NCAA is going to do. I think we should do another show after the season.
After the games, you mean?
Maybe we take 2 weeks. Let's get through the national championship.
Let's just get to the national championship.
Let's not step too far ahead. Counting our chickens or eggs or whoever is hatching. I'm Kelly, like the color.
I'm Gee, like the butter.
This is Saturday Hangover. Like, subscribe, follow. I know the season's coming to the end, but I don't know. Maybe we'll do some bonus stuff in the summer. We will see y'all after the national championship on January 20th. It'll be a Tuesday. Bye.